Hi, everyone. My name is Abigail. I'm a Customer Success Manager here at Atera, and I am your host for today's ticketing webinar. So just on the agenda of today, we're going to go through all the ticketing side of Atera on how to, for example, open tickets. There's multiple ways that you can open tickets through Atera. Then we'll look at custom fields and ticket automation rules, which will help you be more efficient. Then for our MSP's users, we have the billing on contract. So this part may be less relevant for our ITD users are logged in right now. Then we'll go over general settings, things to set up from within Atera, such as email templates, KB articles. And then, of course, reports, very important to get your data, KPIs that you want to keep internally, or also share with your upper management or some of your customers. And then, of course, there'll be time for Q&A. So please feel free to write in the Q&A session any of your questions, and I will attend to them after the webinar. Okay, all right, let's do the demo. Okay, you all should be able to see my screen. Just remove this. Okay, all right. So this is your Atera account. When you come in, you see the dashboard, and you see there's a lot of metrics here that you have at your availability. You can see here some tickets. Those are open, pending. Some that are due today. Some are overdue. You have some information on alerts for customers. These are all of your customers here. Here you can see unassigned tickets. And here, if you want, on the 3 dots, you can remove some information if you don't want to see it on the dashboard. And you can, of course, change around the size and the order of your dashboard. And now going into my tickets. So this is my ticket view. Okay. I hover over it. I see here a bit of information. Then I see my SLA, which technician is assigned to the ticket. And of course, I can directly from here already change these information, these fields, a priority, activity status of the ticket, the status of the ticket. So all that I can see directly from here. I don't need to go into the ticket, so that I can save you a bit more time. And then you have a bit of filters that you can apply here. You can do it per status of the ticket, per technician. If you want to have your own queue and you come in the morning, you can have it assigned the one that's assigned to you, and you just check those out. Per customers, activity, priority, business impact, and even some custom fields, which is, for example, if there are information on the Atera template that you want to add that you don't have, you can, of course, create some custom field and then apply tickets on that. And don't forget to save the view, okay? You can save it either as a private, so that would be just your own view, or for everyone to see, so for the rest of the team. So there are multiple ways to have tickets open from within Atera. You can do it manually via email. You can set up threshold alerts, threshold profile that create alerts, and then the alerts can open tickets. You can do with the customer portal, the chat, and via the API. So of course, I will go through each of them right now. So I would say the most common one is via email. So under customer facing, under the admin, you have to set up your emails right here. Just here, you'll have to insert the primary support address that you provide to the end user. And then there's a bit more configuration that you need to do to then have a forwarding. Basically, when one of your customers emails you here, that will forward it to here, and that's how a ticket is created into Atera. Important to set up the outgoing email domain, because you wouldn't want a reply to be sent to your clients with no reply at Atera. You want your own domain, so you can do it either with DKIM or the SMTP settings. If you want to use the technician's name in the email reply, you'll have to enable this right here. If you have more support addresses, depending on the plan that you're on, you can add more addresses here. And then, for example, if a contact that's not inside Atera emails you, you can decide that it will automatically create that contact from within Atera, and you can also send them an email directly. So once you have all of this set up, once you receive an email to this address, you will have then your tickets open directly right here. Another popular way, of course, is to do it manually. So for example, if you're on the phone with a customer and you need to open the ticket, you can do it here. So I'm just going to click here, and then like that, you get to see the template that we have from within Atera. So here you can choose the customer. Once a customer is loaded, you can then select the contact. You have a contract that you can set. You can have as many contracts as you like in Atera, but just note that you can make one as default, and it will automatically fill out this field. Okay, it would automatically be assigned to this ticket. So we do advise you to do that just to make sure like that no unbillable hours, that you don't miss out on those hours. The title, let's do printer issued. Here you can assign a technician. As I'm the one who opened the ticket, it was automatically assigned to me. Ticket priority, ticket impact, ticket type, all of these fields you can decide. And then from here on out, these are custom fields. So these are fields that I've created because that's important information that I want to have on my ticket. And you can see here a little asterisk, that means it's mandatory. Okay, so I'll just fill this out right now. And then here I have a description box. I can highlight this if I want to. I can bold it. I can also make a list. 1, 2, 3. And put an image. You can put a link. All of this, of course, is available. If I want to attach a file, I can do it directly from here. And there is a possibility of scheduling a ticket. You just need to select the frequency for you to decide, annually, monthly, on a daily basis. And then once you have it scheduled, you'll have it on a different queue. So once I've added all the information that I want, I can just go ahead and click on add. And then you see here, there is a timer that starts. You can also remove it, but we do advise you to leave it just like that. You know how long you've worked on a ticket, and when you go ahead and invoice your customer, it will be easier. All right, I'm just going to click on add, and then my ticket is created, and I see it right here. Okay. Now that we're on this view, I just want to show you, this is where you'll see all your scheduled tickets. Another thing that you can do here, if I want to do some bulk action, I can do that here. I just need to select multiple tickets, and then I can assign a ticket to a technician and set the status, the priority, or even merge tickets. And then one of the newest capabilities that we have from within Atera is the AI assistant. So if you click on it, it will generate, I'll take this one because I believe this one has a bit more information. But I'll click on this, and then it will summarize the ticket for the technician. So this helps you work a lot faster. It can even generate a solution if you need. Okay, this is all the different steps. And if there is a script that can be applied, I can actually just create, just click on generate a script. And then when they open AI, it's going to create a script for me, which I can then go ahead, save it, either run it manually on my devices. I can then also have it automatically run on my IT automation profiles and also my threshold profile. So this shows you the script. If you know how to script, this is great because this can give you a really good basis for a script. And of course, you can add more commands here if need be. You can remove some. Like I mentioned, you just need to go ahead, save it. You can choose the type of file and then attach it to a profile or run it manually. So now I'm going to go back to my ticket just to show you a little bit about what we can see, what information that we can see inside my ticket. As you can see here at the top, I have a timer. So that's my timer that continues, just to make sure that it registers how much time I've worked on a ticket. I can, of course, pause it or edit it. Here you can see the technician that's assigned. This is the agent. If you have an agent assigned to the contact, you can click here and just go directly to the agent. This would be where if you want to change your contract, you can change it here. You have two types of reply from within a ticket, either a public reply, meaning you would send an answer directly to the end user, or if you want to put a little update for yourself that you've worked on something, or even your colleague. You just type here, hey, worked on this, etc. And then once you save it as a note, they will see it in their notification center that they've been tagged in a ticket. And then once I remove it here, you can see that it's been removed from here as well. Then you have the AI that you can also do directly from within the ticket if you wish. If you want to add manual time entries, you can do so. So you can choose a rate if you have different rates. You can choose if it's biddable or not. And then you can add a description. So when on site, for example, time entry, spoke with the customer on the phone. And here you can add more time if you'd like. And you'll see 2 hours and 15 minutes. And just so you know that the description here, it's good to put it. So when you do your invoice for your customers, there is a possibility of this showing. And also on the timesheet report, which is in the classic reports, that can also show. So I know some of the end users, or our clients' they like to see what the technician has done, so they know everything that's been happening. And then you click on add. I click on action. I can merge ticket. I can mark a ticket as a spam, and then I can filter that out in my ticket views. I can delete the ticket, of course. There is an option of starting a chat with the end user. And then we have an integration with Office 365 and Google Calendar if you'd like to create a meeting, set up a meeting. And once you do that, you will see all the information right here, and it's a double synchronization. So if you remove from Outlook or Google Calendar, it will remove from Atera and vice versa. And then if I click on time entry, I see all of the different times that I've worked on that ticket. I can go ahead and edit it, or I can even add a new time entry. And if, for example, I had to replace my customer's printer, for example, I can put it here, I can put a note, I can attach a file, for example, an invoice, and then I just add that to the ticket. And once I bill my customer, this will go on my contract and on my ticket. Or an expense, if you go on site and you need to add gas money, you can do that. For example, and then I add that. Great. Here you have an AI tag that just automatically fills out, but you can also add your own. Okay, those are preset ones, but if I want to add my own, you'll see. Well, it used to be a different color, but let's see. Okay, well, you'll see that all the tags are here, and then in your filters, when you can apply filters under your ticket based on a tag. Here, same as what you've seen in the previous page, you can just enter to the client here, you can attach the file, you can CC, you can link, you can put a table. And then we have here quick reply template. So if, for example, you have the same issues that come back all the time, instead of rewriting a whole entire email, you can just take a template, it fills it out, perfect, and then you can go ahead and send that out. So it just helps you work a lot more efficiently. And then on the right side, you see information on the ticket, on the requester, and just know that if the device is online, you can actually connect directly to the device and then remote into it, and then start working on whatever issue is from the ticket. And a lot of our customers, what they do is they would open the ticket, remote into a device, and leave the timer running so they know how long they've remoted into a ticket, and then they can bill their customers accordingly. Here you can see the history of the customer's tickets. And then here, once the technician is done working on the ticket, they can just go ahead and close the ticket. And you click on update, and your ticket will close automatically. And now my ticket is closed. So once my ticket is closed, I can go ahead and bill my customer. And I will do that after showing you how to open all the tickets from within Atera. So far we did email, phone. Now there's also the customer portal or the service portal, depending on where you're at, whether you're MSP or an ITD. And this is where you would find the address to the customer portal. There's two ways to access it, either via URL or via the help desk agent. The help desk agent is only available on a Windows computer. So once you can modify that address and make it your own, then go ahead. Oh, I think I need to share my other screen, so hold on. I think here, yeah, okay. This is the customer portal. So this is where the end user can come in and see tickets that they've opened in the past. They can also apply filters, and they can also just create a ticket manually. And you see here, it's some of the fields are the same one that you as a technician from your Atera account. And if you assign a user as the main contact, they will then also have access to other people's tickets. So for example, you can do a manager as a main contact, and then they can see all the tickets open from everyone from the team. So for example, I'm under Lynn's customer portal, but she sees Jamie, she sees from Ari, from Mira. You can also share articles with the end user, okay? So for example, what to do, how to troubleshoot, what to do if there's an issue with internet. So it kind of helps them, look up some issues on their own. And that you set up, of course, in your Atera account. And we're currently working on the capability of having a chatbot from within the customer portal. So that's also one of our open AI capabilities that we have built in Atera. And basically the end user can go ahead and just type in what his issue is, and then hopefully the chatbot will find a resolution. And if not, that will open a ticket for the technician to then contact the user. There's also the possibility of having a self-serve where the technician can have kind of like a repository for the customer and then for the user, and then they can just select the software and install that directly onto their computer. If they want to change the customer portal, they can do it right here. Okay, there's also, like I mentioned, a second way of opening the customer portal. It's with the help desk agent. So you'll have the help desk agent that shows up on the right corner of a Windows computer. You can also add your own logo so the end user knows that it's from you. And then when you right click on it, you can either open the customer portal by clicking on create a new ticket, or you can do Control F12, and that actually will take a screenshot of the issue and open a ticket. And also they can start a chat with you. So if they start a chat with you, once you close the chat, that will open a ticket directly into your portal, and all of the history of the chat will be saved. All right, going back to my Atera account. Okay, and the help desk agent, multiple ways that you can install it. Either you can go on your devices, you select your devices, so of course it will be a Windows computer, and then you'll click on help desk agent and activate it here. Or if you go under your customers or your site, you can just go onto your device, select, and click on this help desk agent action and activate. And for the chat, if you go under basic setup, on settings, just make sure chat with agent is enabled. And lastly, you can open tickets using our API. So you have click here for the documentation, which you don't see, sorry. And then if I click on here, you can find tickets with the API. You can also create tickets directly from here. You can create a lot of stuff for agents. All of this is available to you guys if you are comfortable using the API. Okay. All right. So we went through all the different ways that you can open a ticket via Atera. Now, very important things to discuss is ticket automation rule. So this will allow you to work more efficiently from within Atera because you're able to automate a lot of scenarios. We have some that are time-based conditions. Let's see, for example, this one. So if a ticket is in pending for over 72 hours, meaning the end user hasn't answered you, you can go ahead and close the ticket if you want. Or you can also decide, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and email my user. Let's see what we've got here. Maybe a reminder or something, or any of these templates that you want to let them know, hey, we haven't heard back from you. Hope all is well. Guessing, the issue is no longer relevant. All the ticket automation rules are based on triggers. So you have multiple triggers that you get to choose. And they're based on conditions, all of these different conditions, and then actions. So for example, you can do a round robin. So instead of the manager going in and assigning the ticket to the right technician, that just can be done automatically from within Atera. You can also, for example, as soon as a new ticket is created in Atera, that will send an email to the end user to let him know, hey, we received a ticket. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Trying to see what we've got here. Okay, for example, if a technician gets assigned a ticket, then you can send them an email to let them know that they've received a ticket and the ticket is not opened. That's another scenario. Let's see what we have here. As you can see, we've created a lot of scenarios here. I'm just looking for one that would be relevant to show. Let's see. Okay, this is one that a lot of our users are doing. Let's see. Actually, no, it's not this one, but you can do, so let's do the action type, that if a ticket is closed, then you can actually send a survey to the end user and just to know how, the service provided was. And then later in report, you can run a report on all of the satisfaction of your customers. As a new user, when you come into Atera, there should be a few ticket automation rules that are already created. Custom fields. So I did mention there are custom fields that you can add in the ticket, but also anywhere else here in Atera if you wish. Different type. There's text, number, checkbox, drop down, all of that. And then you can add more information to the ticket. And you can make it, of course, mandatory if you wish. And also for the status, if you need extra status that you guys, use besides just the basic one, the open, pending, etc., you can create also your own statuses. Okay, so I did close a ticket earlier on. Now I want to go ahead and bill my customer. So if I click on New Invoice Batch, it will show me all the contracts that I can bill. I'm going to click on this one. I'll do a test, and as you can see here, it gives me a bit of information on my contract. I can also open it and see what rates has been applied or when the billing period was. And also, by the way, you can also do multiple billing batches at the same time, and of course it will be divided according to customers. So for example, if you bill at the same time at the end of the month, you can just select everything and that'll be easy for you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and run it. Here you have a bit more information as well. And then here you have the options of invoicing your customer either by contract, by ticket, or time entry. So I'm going to put time entry because that's where it will give me the most information if I added a time entry, if I added a description on my time entry. And I click on generate invoice. And if I click on edit, it gives me a preview. And as you can see here, for example, you can see when on site, that's what I wrote, and then spoke to the customer on the phone. Then you can see my product. And even, for example, actually it was 2 printers. I can change that here and just save it here. I can add a row if I want to. I can email my invoice, and I can also create a PDF. If not, I can export my invoice right here. So there are 2 integrations, accounting integrations that we have in Atera. We have QuickBooks and Xero. And if you integrate with those platforms, as soon as you click on export invoices, it would actually export it directly to those platforms. And if you click on edit, at the top, you will see a link that you like a clickable hyperlink that you can go on, and it will say view invoice, and then I will bring you directly to the invoice inside either QuickBooks or Xero. And then once you go back onto billing, you'll see that the status will be updated. For example, if it's exported, you'll see that. If it's a draft, if you've sent it, and then you can actually go ahead and manually change, for example, if it's been paid or if you've refunded the customer. Here, accounting, if you'd like to connect, we're directly here by clicking at the top. So of course, to invoice your customers, you need to have contracts. So there's multiple different contracts that you can have in Atera. That won't go into too many details, but these are pretty much the standard contracts that we see across the industry: retainer flat fee, hourly, block hours, and then you have a different billing period. You have different rates. You can apply an SLA if you wish. And this is where I mentioned that it's good to have a contract as a default, so it'd be automatically applied to a ticket once it's opened. And very important, of course, to set up the business hours and the SLAs. So SLAs are on a scale of from no impact to crisis, so 6 different statuses, and you get to apply an SLA to a contract. And then you can run reports on that. And this is where you would see here -2 days of SLA, -4, no SLA, etc. Okay, so now just a bit more settings to go through. So under the basic setup, if I go under settings, tickets, here I can decide, for example, to not have the timer start automatically if I want to. We do advise you to leave it, but up for you to decide. Or for example, if you don't want tickets to be reopened, you can also have that here. If you want the default response type to be internal note, you can change that here. And then you can change what the customer sees on the customer portal in terms of statuses. Like I mentioned, the chat with the agent will be here. And then the expiration of the contracts, if you wish to receive an email prior to a contract ending, you can set it up right here. Also, like to mention that once you connect your accounting integration with Atera, the taxes, product expenses, and contract rates will no longer be clickable. You'll have to change that directly from Xero or QuickBooks. This is where you can set up your calendar integration. So if you're just a one user, then you can put your own calendar. But if you're multiple users from within Atera, let's say a team of 5, so you'll connect one calendar. It's only able to connect one calendar, so you'll connect the team calendar. Monitoring, so that's more for the RMM. Ooh, I just realized I forgot to go through the alerts. So threshold profiles, it will give you the alerts that you have on your user's device. You have some presets that you can create here. So this will allow you to just set everything up faster. You can go ahead and change the percentage, the time period, for example. You can also delete if you don't want some of the alerts. And you can also create your own by clicking on custom. These are the different categories that I can have from within Atera. And also very important to note, like I mentioned, is you can attach a script. So either you can attach a script from the script that you've uploaded or that you create from within the Open AI generator, or from the shared script library. So this is other users who are sharing their scripts with you on Atera. And then you can just attach that to a threshold item. And once the threshold is met, the script will run automatically. There's also the possibility of creating alerts based on scripts. So once you have your threshold profile set up and you applied it to your devices, you can go ahead and decide under the alert settings to actually have tickets enabled from the alerts. And then you can select either per customer, per site, and then either critical or warning. If you want to just simply receive alerts via email, you can select here. And if you want to put a sound, you can also have it right here. And once you have your alerts, you can go under your alerts. And then here you can see there's a number. So I can go directly to that ticket. So it allows me to follow up on that issue. And like that, nothing falls through the cracks. Or I can just go ahead and create an alert manually. Under customer facing. So I mentioned that with the ticket automation rules, you can have emails that are sent out automatically, and that depends on the email templates that you create. So here are all the different ones, of course, and these are just, some of them are not really relevant, but I believe the customer portal credentials is one that already comes from Atera, just like the ticket automation rules, and you have snippets here that you get to choose, and then you can just make the template like this, and then you attach that to a ticket automation rule. And then the reply templates that you add from within the tickets can be found here. So you can also add your own snippets, ticket number, title, source, etc. Customer portal I went over. And this is a knowledge base that all the articles that you add in the customer portal. And just note that you can actually, of course, have your own for the team, so internal use only. So you make sure that you select this and also the section. And also if you want to have some categories accessible to only some customers, you can do that right here. And then you can white label a few things from within Atera. For the customer portal, you can add your own logo. For the help desk agent, like I mentioned, you can also add your own logo. And then for reports and invoices, you can put your own logo as well. Okay, let's go into reports. So we have 3 layers of reports, 3 different tiers of reports. We have the classic reports, the advanced reports, and the BI tools. So the classic reports gives you a lot of reports here. Here at the top is mostly related to the ticketing. And then you can generate a lot of information. You can see the ticket by source, by customer ring, by type. And just know that all of our reports you can schedule, of course. You can send it to either someone on the team, you can send it directly to a customer if you wish. And then you can also export in Excel, PDF, or both. This would be to see if you have replied within your SLAs. If you want to do a technician comparison, see who's worked on what, the average time response from the team, how many each technician has been assigned, you can do that right here. Or if you're doing a one-on-one with your team member, you can do that right here as well. And then for profitability, you can see which customer is the most profitable. Let's see. Oh, I have to select the customer. I'm not sure if I have information, but here you can see what you've invoiced your customer in the past X amount of time, up for you to decide. Oh, here's the most profitable, least profitable. And one of our mostly used reports is a timesheet. You can select a lot of different fields. And here, if you click on display ticket rates and amounts, it will show you right here per ticket. So this will give you a lot of information on the tickets, how many times you worked on it, how long you've worked on it, the total amount of how much you're going to invoice your customer, and then ticket ID, name, who opened it, who worked on it, if you resolved it, billed it. And then, like I mentioned, the description that you put on a time entry can also show up right here. Product and expenses, if you want to do a report on that. Block hour contracts, that's where you would do it. And this is where you would get the customer satisfaction, just with the survey that you sent out directly to the end user. Let's see if I have any information. I don't believe I do. Apologies about that. Then we have the advanced reports, where you have access to 6 additional reports. So of course, it depends which plan you are on. So from growth and expert and up, you have access to this. And you click here on this folder, click on shared. And here you have 6 reports. You have 4 reports on tickets, 1 report on hardware inventory, and 1 report on assets. So this gives you an additional KPIs, but it works exactly like the classic report where you can apply filters, and then you can just go ahead and export that and schedule it. And do a technician overview, so it gives you a little bit more metrics. And then the last tier of our report is if I click here, new report, and this allows me to actually create any type of report that I want, depending on the fields that I choose. So now I'm just going to choose a ticket. So these are all the different fields that I can choose. I'm just going to go ahead and click on a lot of different fields. Let's see, agent name. There's a contract name, type, and then who the customer is, and then maybe the end user, first name and last name, and then lastly maybe the technician and who's worked on this. And then once I'm done adding all the fields that I want, I just click on run, and that will just give me all the data that I'm looking for. Boom, it's done. And then I can also do some visualization. So of course, in this case, the best, it would be a table, but depending on the data that you're trying to export, you can apply different type of graphs. So bar, you can do line, you can do area, you can apply filters. And just know that this, you can go ahead and download it. And then if you want to export it, you can do that. Or if you want to go ahead and create a dashboard, you can do it as well. Okay, I click on save, and I click on my dashboard, and then I can just go ahead and have access to this anytime I go onto my dashboard. And I can apply filters if I wish. So for example, if I go on my advanced reports, so like that, I don't need to recreate it and re-export it each time. I think it's my folders, that's this one, and this is where I would see it. So as you can see, creating reports from the customizable report is very, very easy. It just depends on what information you would like to export. So this is it for the ticketing webinar. See, there is a question, and I'm going to go ahead. I just want to share this. So on top of, of course, the webinar that we did today, we have a lot more webinars, maybe the network discovery, specifically on the RMM, on the patching and the IT automation profiles, specifically on billing if you want. Some of them, just like today, they are live, and others are pre-recorded, and you can find them directly on our site. So I definitely invite you guys to check it out. In terms of resources, you can have access to our knowledge base. We have blogs. We have the live chat that's available 24/7 in English via email and also via the live chat. And we also have a live support via the chat in German and French from Monday to Friday. And this is our email, support@atera.com. All right, now time for the Q&A. Is there a security setting to prevent users from deleting a ticket? William, do you mean the end user or technician? So if it's the end user, I don't believe that by going in directly on the customer portal, they won't be able to delete tickets. Once a ticket is created, is in on your end, technician. So technician, if you go into the roles and permission, let me see. I don't believe, I think you need to be an admin to be able to delete tickets. So let me just go ahead and share my screen. here. If you don't have this enabled, the technician will not be able to delete a ticket. However, if they are full admin, they will have access to it. So just have to make sure that the technician is not an admin. Then you'll find it here, technician. You can select the technician and then the role that they're assigned to it, and then just edit that right here. Any other questions? No? Thank you, William. Are there any tutorials, videos for users to create tickets? I don't believe so. However, there is a very good article. Let me see. Oh, well, now at the end of the webinar, I figured out how to switch instead of removing the share screen. Anyway, so here is the customer portal overview. And I believe that if you want to share this to the end user, it's a great way for them to learn how to use it. Or of course, you can create your own videos and send it, but I don't believe that we have an internal one. I'll send it onto the chat. So like that, you can have access to it. Of course, happy to help. Okay, well, I believe this is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has helped you understand Atera a bit more and that it answered a few of your questions. Feel free to reach out to us at support@atera.com if you have any further questions, or of course here at the bottom right corner, this is where you can have access to the live chat. So definitely reach out to our team. Very, very responsive, very knowledgeable, and it's real people. It's not a chat. It's not a chat bot. So definitely reach out to us if you have any questions or any technical issues. We'll be absolutely happy to help you guys. Wishing you a great day. Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Wishing you all a great day or a great evening wherever you are. And of course, you can find our webinars online, other webinars if you want to learn a bit more about our platform. And I hope this will help you start using Atera's ticketing system. And don't forget, there's a lot of automations from within Atera, so really set it up. For example, the ticket automation rules is really one of the best rules that you have from within the ticketing system that will help you be more efficient, because you'll automate a lot of things and you won't have to do it manually, and then you can just go ahead and work on other manual tasks. And then you provide a better service to the end user. Thank you all. Bye.